Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And four white mice could never be four white horses. Such folderol and fiddly-dee of courses. Impossible.
I think audiences can expect a lot of magic, certainly a lot of laughter.
Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my coat. Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my glove. Cinderella, make some tea.
It's got a brand new book. It's got so much comedy that rehearsing has just been side-splitting for me. And so I think audiences can expect a lot of laughter. And magic and romance, wonderful music.
The world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because it is afternoon, I don't keep building up impossible hopes. Impossible things are happening every day.
The director of the show, Bobby Garcia, asked if I was interested to do it, and it was Rodgers and Hammerstein, and I'd known in my own little corner, I knew of that, and hearing the sweetest sounds, but I didn't know much more about it, but I knew that it was going to be a fairy tale and a new telling of the story, so I guess it interested me.
I think this version of Cinderella is very, very colorful and very exciting.
It's a feast for the eyes as well, thanks to the sets by David Gallo. I think audiences will leave happy. At least I hope that they do.
It's sort of a story that's been around for thousands of years. It's a rags to riches story, and even that phrase, rags to riches, comes from, I think, Cinderella. And in this version, we've got a sassy godmother.
Your wish has been granted, but the rest is up to you. Remember the stroke of 12, I will.
It's just twinkly and magical.
In the arms of my love, I'm flying over mountain and meadow and glen.
And I like it so well that for all I can tell, I may never come down again.
I may never come down to
Well, we've got the luxury of being able to sit back and look at what everybody else did or has done with Cinderella, take the bits that were successful and create something unique from the pieces that have existed in the past. So this production is like nothing else. The prince is he's more real than I ever expected him to be.
It is nicer out here.
yes, it is. Food, McDonald's. What's the matter?
It's 12. I must go.
But what?
Because my godmother will expect me back.
I'm sure she'll forgive you. What could possibly happen if you're a few minutes late?
You'd be surprised.
There's I know Lea also has spoken a lot about finding this reality in Cinderella, and Bobby is using us as the grounding characters in this show. So, in amongst all of this, all of this play and all of these ridiculous characters doing funny things, we're the human element.
It's been a long time since we've danced together, Fiona. Not long enough.
Yeah, he's a lot more real than I expected to be. He's a nice guy. I like him.
He appeared like right away in the audition. It was pretty clear from the writing what sort of guy this was. He's sort of the blustering, Homer Simpson type person. In fact, Jana, who plays the Queen, and I joke all the time that we're Marge and Homer, just in nicer costumes and a crown.
Oh, he's happy, all right.
If he's so happy, why doesn't he get married?
He's so happy, why should he get married?
The question was, how do I play the wicked stepmother? And the answer is, as wicked as possible, really.
Don't just stand there gaping. Tidy up the table.
In a story like this, where it's really, in some ways, a good versus evil story, you've got the good character, she's got the obstacles that she has to surmount, she's got a little help, along the way, and at the end, everything turns out happily ever after. Well, to give her a force to work against, you need the antagonist. And in this case, the stepfamily and the stepmother being the leader of the stepfamily represent the source of evil and wickedness in the good versus evil story.
Oh, I've got to get home right away. Oh, that's me, Cinderella. Pick those up, you're blocking the whole street.
Villain roles are awesome. They're always fun to do,
The costumes and the sets have a lot of impact in how the whole show goes. Any actor will tell you that one of the first things they want to see are their costume sketches. We want to know what we're going to look like because that gives us an idea of what the director and all the designers have an idea of where this character is going, and we take that as a cue. And of course, once you get in these things, it takes on a whole life of its own. You walk differently, you talk differently.
The show is spectacular. Renato's costumes are stunning, and they're still working on them. They're still adding things here, and every day they're different, but they're gorgeous.
Our costumes are fantastic. You kidding me? I get to wear a robe with a 5-foot train on it. There's not an actor alive who's going to tell you they don't like wearing one of those things.
This is my wig, but I just want you to look at my hairpiece in the wedding. Now, I can look at this and go, okay, that's, of course, spectacular, but what does this tell me about my stepmother character? She's lavish, she's over the top. We know for a fact that she's worried about money. Well, this is, probably she spent all their money on this fantastic, crazy headdress. I sort of see her as like a grand dame, like in her day, she's gone through husbands, she spends all her money, she gets regular salon appointments, and the costumes and the set and all of that just help support those choices.
But maintain